Welcome back to our online class. Today we'll be discussing ordinary differential equation and we're using the integration factor technique. That's the IF. We have question here, question 1. We have x, the y, the x equals 3 minus y. And we have x, the y, the x plus y equals 2x cubed as our second question, which is one of the past questions from footer. That's footer past question. So we'll quickly solve this solution. The first one, you have x, the y, the x equals 3 minus y. What you do is you bring the y value to the left hand side, and you try as much as possible to make the y, the x to have a coefficient of 1. That is, you're not supposed to have x. So let me bring this to my y to this left hand side. I can add y to both sides, right? So I'm going to have x, the y, the x. If I add y to this, I have plus y to be equal to 3. If I do minus y plus y, I'm going to have 0. So I'm going to have 3 here. Now I'm going to try as much as possible to make my coefficient of my dy dx to be 1. So I'm going to divide all through by x. So if I divide all through by x, so you divide all through by x. If I divide all through by x, I'm going to have the y dx plus y over x to be equal to what? 3 over x. Now, integrating factor is you are going to find the exponential to the integral of the coefficient of y. That is integrating factor. The exponential of the integral of the coefficient of y. I can write this as y. I can write this as the y dx plus y multiplied by 1 over x to be equal to 3 over x, or 1 over x multiplied by y. So the coefficient of y is 1 over x, right? So I'm going to find the exponential to the integral of 1 over x. So I'm going to say my integrating factor is equal to exponential to the integral of what? 1 over x dx. Now, you know, if I integrate 1 over x, I'm going to have what? Ln x. So I'm going to have exponential what? Ln x, and you know, plus c technically. So let us still leave our plus c for now. And you know, exponential and ln will cancel at each other. So from here, my integrating factor is equal to what? Is equal to x. What will I do? I will come back to this equation. I'm going to multiply everything by x. If I multiply everything by x, let me call this equation 1. So multiply equation 1 by integrating factor. By your integrating factor, which is what? X. If I multiply all through by x, I'm going to have x, the y dx, plus x multiplied by y, 1 over x, equals x multiplied by 3 over x, right? Now, but should I tell you something? That I can group these together. And when you are grouping this, the easiest and the quickest way is that you should know that what you are going to have on your left hand side is your integrating factor and your dependent variable y. So I'm going to have d dx of this, which is my integrating factor, and my variable y, xy. You know, now I'm going to explain that to you now. If I differentiate x and y, let me keep x constant. If I differentiate y, what will I have? I will have what? X, the y dx, if I differentiate y. Now, if I differentiate x and I keep y constant, what will I have? If I differentiate x, I will have y. X times x will give me x multiplied by 1 over x. Here I will have my y. That is x times y over x. I will have y back. So what I'm having here, this is the product rule. This is the product of this. If I use product rule, that's differentiation. So here now I have 3. If that cancels that, so I am going to bring in integration. I'm going to integrate both sides. If I integrate both sides, this will cancel out this, so I have xy to be equal to, if I integrate 3 in respect to x, don't forget dx. So I'm going to have 3x plus c. If I divide all through by x, I will have y to be equal to what? 3 plus c over x. And that is the answer. All you just need to know is that when you are using the integrating factor, you always integrate, you do the exponential to the exponent and integrate the coefficient of what? Your variable y. That is what you do, and you multiply. And when you are doing your left hand side, just know that what will be on your left hand side is your what? Integrating factor and what? And your variable. And that's all. Then you multiply this other side with your integrating factor, integrate both sides, and you can get your result. Right? That's very good. Now you can just pause the video for a minute and try this next question. So the next question here is going to be the same technique. X dy dx plus y to be equal to x cubed. Now we are going to do same here as far as this question is concerned. Now in this case, all I just need to do is what? Divide through by x, so that I will have dy dx plus y over x to be equal to what? x squared, by dividing through by x. Now what will be my integrating factor? Again, I can write this as dy dx plus 1 over x times y. So the coefficient of y is 1 over x. So that will be exponential to the integral of 1 over x, dx. If I integrate this, I'm going to have what? Exponential to the ln of x, and technically plus c. So when this cancels out this, I'm going to have what? X. Now, I told you I'm going to multiply this. Now, the shortcut is I'll pick my integrating factor and my what? Dependent variable. That's what I have on the left hand side. So I have xy to be equal to, then multiply this side, what you have here, by x to be equal to s what? S cubed. Very good. Then I'll integrate this side. Don't integrate this side anymore. I'll integrate this side. I'm going to have x to the 4th over 4 plus c. Very good. So xy equals to this. Now I can divide all through by x, so that I have y to be equal to what? S cubed over 4 plus c over x. And that is what? The answer. Thank you very much. Remember, the deal is that I must be happy, you must be happy, we must be happy. So do so well to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Thank you.